So one of my clients brought it up to me yesterday in a group call that he's going to be doing a presentation at the Chamber of Commerce. And he wanted some ideas about fitness related topics that he could speak with these people about. So this individual was previously a teacher. And after going through my coaching program, learning high intensity training, we found a way to switch his career over to a personal trainer. And in fact, he only does time static contraction. He actually doesn't train people at gyms or with very much equipment at all. Created a whole business on time static contraction training. And he's been doing so well that the Chamber of Commerce asked him to go and speak. So we were coming up with some ideas, maybe busting some fitness myths, or I don't know, talking about cardio or the importance of strength training. But we ended up talking about something that I didn't really think about until yesterday, and he brought it up. It was, a lot of people are concerned with this work-life balance when it comes to fitness and fitting in fitness into the balance of their schedule. And obviously we know if you're doing an intense training protocol, high intensity training, you don't need to do very many workouts per week, and they don't need to be very long, which makes it very easy to fit it into most people's schedule to get the benefits of exercise. Sure, most people aren't going to be professional athletes or bodybuilders doing one workout with 5 exercises per week, but you can get the vast majority of the health and fitness benefits from a very efficient workout like high intensity training. And then we started to explore the term work-life balance, or just balance in general. And it got me thinking, which is kind of the purpose of this video, is that I think a lot of people struggle with the balance. Either it's the fitness balance or a schedule balance or a work-life balance, simply because lives lack efficiency. Most people haven't really found the most efficient way to work or fit in fitness or fit in other obligations. It simply lacks any sort of efficiency, which is where you find this struggle in work-life balance. Sure, I know people have, jobs that require them to be there at certain, times of the day. But then after that, a lot of times people are struggling to balance all that time spent at work with doing things they want to do in life. And I think it's because a lot of things that people have to do in life aren't necessarily done with optimal efficiency. And exercise is a huge one. If you were under the impression that you needed to be in the gym 5 to 7 days per week for an hour, hour and a half, maybe as long as 2 hours, in order to get the results that you want from the gym, well, that would create a very poor work-life balance. You'd be at work for 8, 10, maybe even 12 hours a day, depending on what you do. Then you'd have to go to the gym for 2 hours, not counting the commute. And then that leaves you, what? A handful of hours the rest of your day during the week for eating appropriately, time with friends, time with family, hobbies, relaxation, learning something new, running a side business. So that lack of efficiency with exercise translates to a poor work-life balance. And that's just one example. So if you can take the individual who, really grinds it, works for 8 hours a day, possibly longer, commutes to the gym maybe another 30 minutes, and then does an hour, hour and a half workout, then commutes another 30 to 45 minutes home, and then it starts to wear on them. Well, this individual could probably look at their obligations and try to find more efficient ways of accomplishing them. Like, for instance, with fitness, find a more efficient training approach. So that way, if you can find a way to only have to work out twice a week and the workout's only 30 minutes, well, that frees up a ton of time for other things. And then that work-life balance problem is going to be reduced a little bit. And then maybe look at, you know, your meal situations. Okay. If you're an individual, who cooks at home and you find yourself stopping, several times throughout the week at the grocery store to pick things up and make meals, well, you could absolutely, obviously find a more efficient approach to do that. Maybe take a Sunday, like my girlfriend and I do, to prep meals for the whole week. Take some time, cook up a bunch of proteins, a bunch of vegetables, a bunch of different carbs, pack them, get those little meal prep containers from Walmart like we get, pack them all up, stack them up, boom. Now you freed up a bunch of time again. There are several things you could likely be doing to become more efficient and free up time for relaxation, hobbies, of course, other things you'd like to do with your time. In fitness and dieting, your meal preparation are two ways you can free up a lot of time. But I'm sure this happens, in other aspects as well. It seems like, everybody really does want to find the most efficient way to do things, except for fitness. And it's kind of weird to me because people are under the impression that with exercise, more is better. Therefore, there isn't really an efficient way to do this. But, my followers, subscribers, whatever, or people who do high intensity training know that that's false. It's kind of weird how efficiency gets ignored when it comes to exercise. And it's almost people generally almost intentionally wasting time because, the guidelines are, an hour of exercise a day or 30 minutes of exercise a day. So now you're in the gym and you're watching the clock. Oh, I've only been here for 33 minutes. I got 27 more minutes that I have to be here before I can feel good enough to leave, that kind of thing. But the thing is, if you find more efficient ways to do things, especially with fitness, especially with your diet, you're going to free up a ton of extra time. Okay. And then you probably won't have so much of a work-life balance struggle. And obviously, high intensity training is one step many people can do to free up several hours per week that can be used for more productive things. Obviously, this wouldn't appeal to somebody who is a exercise hobbyist or people who use the gym for other things. If individuals use the gym as a way to wind down, a way to relax, a way to relieve stress, well, then this isn't going to apply to them. If people use the gym as a social outlet, let's be real, the gym has become a social outlet. There's nothing wrong with that if you want to use it that way. But remember, just because you are an individual that uses the gym to reduce stress, uses the gym as a social outlet, doesn't mean everybody does. With my time owning studios and kind of interviewing potential clients, what I've realized is that a lot of people, more than you could possibly imagine, say they do not have the time to work out. This is a huge percentage of people. A huge percentage of people do not want to be in the gym for an hour a day. And what do? They give up altogether because they're under the impression they need to be in the gym for an hour a day because they look at exercise hobbyists and people who use it as a social outlet. They see how often they go. And then if they're in good shape, they create this assumption based on what they see that you need to be there that long in order to see the benefits of exercise. But, we know this simply is not true. So, just some thoughts on, creating a more efficient lifestyle, hopefully freeing up some time so you have more of a work-life balance. And even when it comes to your own work, there are plenty of efficient ways to do it. And I recommend you kind of explore these things. If you're finding that you have a struggle having some free time and being able to unwind after work and having some struggle with this work-life balance, explore how you're doing things that you need to do and see if you can find more efficient ways to do them with a little bit better planning and scheduling. And exercise is a great place to start. Because if you're spending a lot of time in the gym, I can assure you, if you're spending a lot of time in the gym and you don't want to, you don't have to. And high intensity training is the approach. Go to goldenarrowsystem.com if you'd like a do-it-yourself program to learn how to do this and free up some time. goldenarrowsystem.com, try my program. You're going to free up a lot of time, very likely see far better results. That's it for today, guys. Don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, and the little bell notification icon so you can be notified or I drop more videos, trying to just give you guys some kind of value, not only in exercise, but in anything else I can help with too. Take care.